Hi there, Karen here, and today I'm using the 2018 September hip kit to do this couple of pictures of my daughter with her little family when we were on a beach in Suffolk a few weekends ago in the middle of September. I've got two photos here, and I'm just backing onto some white card, but I didn't want it just to be just plain at the side, so I've got this Martha Stewart edger punch. Is really beautiful with this sort of floral design on the side, and I just thought I'd put the photos butted up against that bit of cut out edge, and I'm just going to stick them on here. The bottom photo is not so good of Gary. I think it's to do with the light being in the wrong place, and he almost looks like a slightly ghost version of himself, but it was the better picture of Alyssa, so that was more important to me, that she looks good and she's smiling on that picture, so I thought I'd put that one on as well. Just resetting it because it wasn't quite straight. I always find it difficult to get my photos dead straight on the backing. I always seem to end up redoing it, so I'm just sticking it down again, and then putting the other one underneath, making sure they're all lined up, and I'm just going to trim that off. And she hasn't had that sling that Gary's got her in. They haven't had that very long. I haven't used it very often, and it was dead cute just to see her poking her head out at the top there. And I'm using that blue paper. It's one of the papers from the Pinkfresh Studio Indigo Hills 2 line, and I just thought it looked really good as the main backing paper, that dark blue, because it goes really well with the colours in the photos. And then I've cut out that spray of flowers from one of the other Pinkfresh Studio papers, and I'm using this yellow paper. Can't remember. I don't think that's not from the Pinkfresh Studio. I think that's an Amy Tangerine paper, the yellow. And I thought I'd back the photo onto that, and then just tear it there so that there's a little bit of yellow showing behind the bit of the floral punched out bit of the card. I just wanted to show a little bit of yellow behind, but not too much sticking out. So I've just trimmed it off a little bit there, just so it's just giving that background, because it's quite a bright yellow, and I didn't want it to be too in your face. Just wanted to give that a little bit of edge. And I've also cut out on the other side where you see the sprig of floral white flowers. On the other side it was lots of beautiful florals, so I didn't want to waste that side as well, so I've actually cut some flowers out from the other side of the paper too, and I've just trimmed that off because it didn't quite sit quite right. Keeping that spray all as a single piece, it was not sitting right around the photograph, so I just cut that off so I could decide where the extra flower is going to go. And now I'm finding some spaces around the photo for the little ones that I've fussy cut out from the other side of the paper. If that makes any sense. I'm going through these. There's a pack of journaling spots and tags that came with the kit. This is also from the Pinkfresh Studio collection, and I really thought they were some pretty journaling spots that would go quite well around the photo. So I'm just going through and picking out some that I think might work. And I'm just popping out the cutout part of this one, and it says live in wonder, and I just thought it was quite a nice sentiment to put on that page, because this will be her first, possibly not her first trip to the seaside, but I thought it was the first time I've seen her at the seaside anyway. So I'm just sticking down these flowers. I'm going to stick them along the side. I've adhered the photos now to the page, just slightly on the skew so that it's not looking too blocky. Just did it on a slight angle there. And I put these two flowers along the side, and instead of putting it across the top, I think the other flower is going to just go down the side as well. I found this die cut from the die cut pack called Moments Are More Important Than Things, and that seemed really appropriate, and it just sits beautifully at the bottom there. It goes really well with all the colours, and I just liked how it looked. And I've decided to put that flower just on that corner there, just to complete the line of flowers down the side. And then I'm picking out some little ones to go on the other corners as well. They're the ones, some of them ones I've cut out myself, and some of them come from the die cut pack. I'm looking at the puffy stickers from the same collection, and let's see if I can find spaces for some of those too. So I'm just going to stick these on, these little die cut flowers. They were so pretty. I picked out mostly the blue ones to go on here. It's not completely, not only the blue, but there's quite a lot of blue on this page. It goes so well with the colours, and I love that little pop of yellow that Alyssa's wearing, and it just picks out the yellow in those flowers down the side there. And then there's a few bits, and I'm trying to find a few little phrases and picking out to some more flowers to see if I fit on. That piece was a little bit big and it wouldn't quite work. And I'm looking for something to do my journaling on. So I picked out this tag, and then this more of a die cut with a scallopy edge. And then this little piece here I thought goes really well, and I think that's perfect for the date. I'm just trying to decide what to use for the journaling on the right hand side. I think this one will tuck in nicely behind the little spot where I'm going to do my date. So that looks quite nice. Finding a few more flowers to pop on. Yep, I think that all works quite nicely tucked in there. There's so many beautiful pieces, and they all go so well together from this collection. I really loved it. I loved using it. It makes it so much easier. Everything goes together so beautifully, and it really came together quite quickly, this page. I decided to use this journaling piece with the little scallopy edge, and I'm just having a little think about what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to just write it and then tuck it in at the side there. So I'm just saying about that we'd gone for a walk on the beach. This is when we had a weekend away in Suffolk in the middle of September. And even though it was a bit windy, she seemed to really enjoy it. And I've just popped in that flower there to fill in that space. And I want to add this little strip. It says Collect Adventures. I don't know how well you can read that, but it wasn't quite fitting, so I had to take the journaling spot, and I've stuck it in, but I think I'm going to have to move it in a moment in order to get this piece of this little word sticker in. I'm just going to move that up a little bit. That's it. And pop that in there, because I thought that was quite a nice little saying as we're on there's a little adventure for Alyssa, really. And I'm going to stick those flowers down. These have all been cut out from the Pinkfresh paper. I think Pinkfresh Studio has got to be one of my favourite collections, and this collection is one is absolutely beautiful. There's just so much you can use. It's so easy to use. And I'm just going through all the ephemera there, see what else I can find. Not sure if I do. Can't remember. Do I find anything? A little sprig of leaves just to tuck behind there. That's going to go in. And now I'm looking at the Maggie Holmes thread bows. On my previous video, I got this completely wrong. I called it something completely different. But one of those is going to go on as well. And pick out a little pink one to pop on there. And then I'm just putting the date. I've got a gel pen, and it's actually a copper colour, which is rather nice. It's a little bit warmer, well, not warmer, but it's a slightly different shade to gold, and I thought it made a nice change, and it writes beautifully. So I've just written a date on in my own hand with the gel pen. And I'm going to put some more flowers. Yeah, just tuck some flowers in on that die cut there, because I think that just always, often those corners need a little softening. I think you don't want too many corners sticking out. And I've got a little floral puffy sticker, and I'm going to tuck around that flower there, just it fills in that corner. And now the little thread bow's going on. I thought the pink one works really well, just in that spot there. There was a little gap, and that fills it beautifully. And I'm looking at the enamel dots that might go with it. I'm just seeing if there's any more paper, or I've decided to cut out another piece from the paper. Just having another little flower that I think I'm going to have to cut out and stick on. Can't remember where that goes. I think it goes on the journaling spot. I think there was looking a bit bare at the top of that card. I thought it needed something to just soften it off a bit. That corner, there we go. On that corner there, it was all looking a little bare. So I've just cut another little blue flower out to fill that space in, and I'm going to put some enamel dots around the page. Just a few different colours. Again, the enamel dots match perfectly with all the colours. The only colour that was missing from the enamel sheet, as you will see in a moment, is yellow. There are no yellow dots, and I do decide that I need a yellow one in a moment. I'm going to do some at the top near those flowers. That's it. There, and I thought actually it needs a yellow one to pick out the colour from the yellow flower. So I managed to find one from another sheet that I've got in my collection. I thought that just went really well, and then back to the original sheet from the Pinkfresh Studio, the enamel dots. So I've done 3 little sets of enamel dots around the page there. And I decided to outline it, and it needed to be outlined with white because that was the only colour that would work. I do have a number of white pens, and none of them work particularly well. This is like a jelly roll, and it's one that when you first apply it, it doesn't look very bright, and then it gradually, as it dries, it gets darker. So it does show quite well in the end. It just doesn't show that well when you first put it down. And I'm working on my title. This is some old Hip Kit exclusive alphas that I found in my stash because I thought that colour went really well with everything else. So I put that, and I've just called it Together. And then I'm just getting some stickers from the Pinkfresh sticker sheet. And this one is Enjoy the Little Things. What else have I got? Because there were some that were like the normal little strips of words and phrases. And then there's another pack which has got little shapes, circles and triangles and various other bits. And so I thought I'd pick out a couple of those. So that little round one says Small Things, Great Love, which seemed appropriate, and the colour worked really well. And then there's a triangular one that just says Here. And another, I'm trying to fit another one in to go with it to sort of match it. And I end up I try different ones. I think I start off with one that says Love, and then the one that points the same way didn't work. And then another one, it's almost like it's flipped, and it says Us. So it's like, Here is Us, or something like that. Anyway, so that's it. It was great fun to do. I hope you enjoyed it, and please like and subscribe, and join me again soon. Goodbye.